Are you thinking about making a move to High Point, North Carolina? Today, I'm going to tell you about 5 reasons why High Point is a great place to live. My name is Meredith Parsons. I'm a realtor. I live here. I love it here. I want you to move here and love it here as much as I do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because each week I'm going to be taking you on a little tour, a little adventure of all things Greensboro Triad area, and I don't want you to miss out. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's go over the 5 things that makes High Point so awesome. These are in no particular order, by the way. Number 1, we're gonna do location. So High Point is about a population 111,000. It is the smallest of the Triad. So the Triad is made up of Greensboro, High Point, and Winston. Greensboro's on the east, High Point's in the middle, and Winston's in the west. And so what makes it so awesome, not only is it in the center of the Triad, you can be to High Point in 30 minutes, you can be to Greensboro in 30 minutes, you can be to Winston in 30 minutes. But it's also centrally located right in the middle of the state. So you can be to the beach in 3.5 hours, or you can be to the mountains in like 2.5, maybe 3, depending on which mountains you're going to. You can take a day trip to Pilot Mountain, and that's like 50 minutes. So it really is great in terms of you can be everywhere quickly, and it's right in the middle of the Triad, and it's right in the middle of the state, which is pretty great. Number 2, High Point is very affordable. So the average house price in High Point is $225,000. The average house price in Charlotte is $355,000, and the average house price in Raleigh-Durham is $379,000. So it is far less for the average house price. So you're gonna get more bang for your buck. And our pricing here for utilities, for gas, for healthcare, everything is lower than the national average. So not only are you getting a less expensive house, your standard of living is gonna be better because the things cost less here in High Point, North Carolina. Number 3 is the weather. We are lucky enough to have all 4 seasons here, which I love. I love that, we get to have the proper seasons. We've got the winter, which is very mild. Our winters are usually our average temperature is 30 and 40 degrees, 30s and 40s. Our winter does seem to go on a little bit longer, but that's only because, one day it's hot, one day it's cold, but it's not horrible. It's totally manageable, I promise. Springs are absolutely gorgeous here. We've got plants and shrubs and trees that we don't have everywhere else. So you've got dogwoods that can only live in the southeast, in the south, and so that's pretty awesome that we get to have those blooming trees. We've got crepe myrtles, we've got Bradford pears. We have a lot of trees that not every place has. Azaleas are known for the south, and magnolia trees, they really only can live here, so that's pretty awesome that we get those things. The summers are hotter. They are usually in the 80s and 90s. Sometimes we get up to 105 with the heat index, and it can be very muggy, but all in all, our weather's pretty mild and makes it totally livable. In the falls, oh my gosh, the falls are amazing. That's when you need to get in your car and drive the Blue Ridge Parkway and look at all the views of the trees changing because they're gorgeous. The weather here is pretty mild, and I think that that's definitely a plus. Number 4 are the sporting activities. So High Point recently has the High Point Rockers. It is a minor league baseball team, and during the spring and summer, you can go out and see them play at the Truist Point Park. It's right downtown. It's pretty fun and amazing for the kids to go to see and do. We do have the Oak Hollow Golf Course, which is a public golf course for you to play. It is pretty inexpensive. I think it's like $35 to play and to get a cart, which is really inexpensive. And we have a lot of green spaces too. You've got the Oak Olive Park, which is right there on the water. And then also, if you want to go back and check out my Jamestown video, you can see where we've got the city park there, which is really part of, like, it's right there on High Point and Jamestown. There's a park there with tons of walking trails. The Greenway, they are working on connecting that to Greensboro, and so there's a lot of walking trails that you can do. So you've got paved ways, you've got greenways where you can be outside, which is pretty great. So being outside is pretty awesome for the kids and for adults, everybody involved, even your pups. And number 5, I feel like I've saved the best for last because this is something that I absolutely love, is culture. So High Point has the High Point Community Theater, which is the state-of-the-art facilities located at the IHFC building. It's right downtown. It's right across from the show place. You can check that out in my video where I pointed it out. It's in the International Home Furnishing building, and so the state-of-the-art facility. They've got concerts, they've got ballets, they've got art exhibits, everything there. And it's pretty manageable because you can park right there at Showplace and walk right there. So the ease of getting in and out, it's pretty awesome. They have the Beinstock. The Beinstock Furniture Library. It is the world's largest furniture library. And so if you're interested in art and design and furniture, that's just right there on Main Street. And it's a beautiful space. It's a beautiful old building, and all these books are right there at your fingertips. And the other thing that they have just recently opened up, which I think is absolutely fabulous, is the Children's Museum. It's the Nido and Mariana Children's Museum, and they've been working on that for quite some time. COVID slowed it down, but it is a very immersive experience. I wish they had this when my kids were little. They're teenagers and they probably wouldn't be interested in it now, but they've got like this sculptural rock climbing exhibit, and they have a double-decker carousel and outdoor spaces, indoor spaces. So it is a good place to go for both inside and out, and getting your kids out of the house and running around. I mean, there's so many different exhibits there. It's so many, I can't even tell you them all, but it's a great thing for High Point to have in addition to everything else that it offers. So definitely a fun one for the kids. And so lots of cultures. So I mean, let's recap. High Point's pretty awesome. It's centrally located. The weather's pretty awesome. It's totally affordable. You've got sports and you've got culture all wrapped up in this sweet little town right in the middle of the heart of the Triad. So if you've got any questions or comments, put them in the comments below. And I appreciate you sticking to the end. I'll see you next time.